Welcome back to another episode of Goat-Worthy Reactions, where we mainly like to focus on goats on this channel. And hey, we're continuing the trilogy. So if you're new, because this will hit YouTube. So if you're new here, understand that you have just now, this is your first episode, you have just taken part of Making-A-RENegade, which is a play off Making a Stand, the Renegade edition, as you've seen on the thumbnail. I'll probably throw the cover in here somewhere just so you guys can get familiar with it. After a while, I won't have it in there all the time, but just to get so you guys get familiar with it. This is basically like a documented show, like a documentary type show that I'm creating on YouTube, where it takes me on the journey of REN's music, where it's possible that I may become a renegade, as you guys call yourselves, right? I'm a stan. I'm a reactor who's a stan of Eminem. I'm not gonna front, right? I'm not a crazy stan, but I'm just a super big fan. That's all. It's my favorite artist of all time. But and he's the backbone of this channel. Don't get me wrong. The Renegades have been a great contribution as well. The Renegades, the NFs, the Easy Mill fans, the Kendrick Lamar fans. Like, y'all are out there. I understand that. But let's get into it. So this is going to be episode 7, I believe. Don't quote me. It'll be in the title. I forget what episode I'm on. I've been doing so much freaking reacting this week. But yeah, I believe this is episode 7, not sure, of Making-A-RENegade. So let's get into it. Today we got Money Game Part 3. We did 1 and 2. 2 was on the Patreon for the exclusive GOAT level members. But Part 3 is on right here on YouTube, gracing y'all. So let's get right into it, man, because I know we can't have these intros too long-winded with it for YouTube, because everybody has a low attention span, which kind of speaks to the whole message REN has been exploiting. You know what I'm saying? He's been talking about society, and I love it. And I've been loving the journey so far, man. I truly have been. This dude is definitely one of a kind, and like somebody said in the comment section one time, in the land of goats, REN is a unicorn. Hey, yo. That was pretty on point. But let's get it. I got the lyrics pulled up because I need them. I need them with REN. I like to break things down. I get real analytical with it. I break down, and you may not be for you. It may be too long-winded, but hey, I could be doing it right now. You're like, yo, just start the freaking reaction. This is how I get down, man. This is what I do. This is how I communicate. So thanks for tuning in. Let's get it. This man is so talented. Hey, so who's Samuel? Samuel, that's his dog. That's the dude who is that his like a videographer or something like that? That's the dude who pretty much shoots everything for him. I keep seeing his name. I'm just noticing that his name keeps popping up. So I guess that's his boy, right? But anyways, I like the tune of this right here. I kind of like that. Oh, I can tell you right now that this dude on the left, that's not REN. The dude walking up to him is REN, because I just saw in that Money Game 1 when he took his shirt off, dude was brolic. I was like, yo, REN is chiseled, like not just skinny brolic, like he's not just cut up, like he's got some muscle mass on him. And this dude right here is somebody else. He's got the rings on, but that's a skinnier dude. This guy that's slightly bigger, that's REN. I just wanted to point that out. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is REN. He looks so skinny with clothes on. Yeah, this is REN. He's gonna take that off. There's a mirror. The mirror is so symbolic in all his content. Specifically with this trilogy though, the mirror. He's constantly holding that mirror up to who? The enemy. The evil knows they're evil. We know who they are. So the mirror is for society. It's so that we can understand our part in all this and breaking the monotony. But let's go. Oh shit, yeah, this is Ren. I was wrong. Yep. I can't get over the fact that this man needs to be doing I hope he's writing a play right now. Like, it's important enough to stop doing whatever you're doing, Ren. Get this last album out, right? Not the last album, but get this next album out and start working on that play, dog. Start working on that play. If you need some help, holla at your boy. I do some good writing myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to toot my own horn too much, right? Because I don't want to come off cocky, nothing like that. But I'm a pretty good writer, you know what I'm saying? But, well, I've been told. Let's put it that way. I've been told that I'm a pretty good writer. I've been writing for years, since I was in my teenage, my 20s, even now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be pushing 40 soon, but I do some dabbling. No, I do more than dabbling. I get busy with it. But just the way he's starting, just the feeling is giving me. It's already giving me like play vibes. He needs to be on a stage. Oh, it drives me insane that he doesn't have one right now. He needs to get with Lin-Manuel. That's what he needs to do. Shout out to Samuel, man, with these visuals. Oh. This dude is so legendary, dog. Like, it's crazy that I look at his I'm looking at it right now, his subscriber count. 1.61 million. Don't get it twisted. That's a lot of subscribers. There's big artists who don't even have that. Mainstream artists who don't even have over 1 million subscribers. But Ren, this man deserves more than that, bro. Even by now, I think he deserves more than that. He needs to be at somewhere like 10 million subscribers, dog. This dude is transcending. I gotta let the song play. Because I could just talk about this man for hours. I've went from high Ren to not knowing who the hell he was at all. Just asking my YouTubers, like, yo, people keep asking me to react to Ren. Is he good? Like, yo, is he like on the NF level, Eminem level? This dude is on another level. He's on his own. He's in his own circuit, right? And it's crazy being exposed to him because I'm like, yeah, I'm on episode 7. I already know he's a transcendent artist. I already know that he's a 1 in a million or a 1 in a never. I can't even think of another artist as talented as him. I can't even think of it right now. I don't know. And not only as talented, but also good. Not just a jack of all trades and a master of none. No, a master of all trades and a jack of many. That's who he is. I'm done talking. We're going to let it play. 8 minutes in, we haven't started the reaction. Oh, my Lord.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy.
Okay.
1 year old and his first words were mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly, 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man, he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all end.
Wow. How many of you lived this life? How many of you had these fortunate beginnings? You know this is gonna crash. You know this story is gonna end bad. We already know it's gonna end bad because there's a lesson in these songs. There's a lesson to be taught. And he's not just gonna talk about all of this without giving you the harsh, reality truth. Some of y'all, man, y'all ready for this mirror he about to put up? I'm ready.
14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19.
This world don't care about you, so take all that you can. These are just some terrible lessons he's being taught, and it's just showing you like you can have it all, you can have it all, but if you don't have a moral ground, it's gonna burn. It's gonna burn down.
Turns up profit, stocks and shares, invest in product, 20 double down.
Wait, what? He's
21
into what?
is income rockets, 20
Ah, shit.
IQ 150.
I wanna pay attention.
Elevating. 16, he develops complex software code
Okay.
that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols.
Okay.
17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's
Practically
practically
a
a
millionaire.
millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product.
Okay.
20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here, son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms.
Hey, yo, I don't want to pause it because we're gonna break it down after the whole verse is done. He's breaking this shit down. He's breaking this shit down, dog. The story of Jimmy now. Yo, it's crazy, dog. It's crazy because like he reminds me of NF sometimes. He reminds me of Eminem sometimes, and then I realize like he's a multitude of artists wrapped in one. And he reminds me of Kendrick Lamar sometimes. Yo, believe it or not, he reminded me of Tupac sometimes. And this is not bad thing, you know what I'm saying? These are all good things, but he is so many artists in one.
27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran.
Wait, what?
28, inside the Senate, money. And his daddy tells him, listen here, son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran.
Wow.
28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite.
Okay.
Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval.
Look at all this pressure he's under from his parents, from both of them. Even though mom's silent, that's not helping. But specifically from his dad, right? It's a lot of pressure. I know kids go through this shit, man. I didn't grow up with a father. I didn't grow up with this kind of pressure. My pressure was society. My pressure were watching kids have things that I didn't have, things I had to work for, families that had things, people on the block who just did a lot better than us. Like we grew up poor. We grew up under the poverty line. We didn't have shit. We grew up on all government assistance, all of that. Welfare, WIC program, Section 8, food stamps, you know what I'm saying? We grew up on all that. I mean, I had a happy childhood, but it's crazy, man. Like, and then we used to look at the kids, right? He's talking about the kids that we used to look at. We used to look at those kids, like, who had it all, who went to school with, like, damn, his daddy dropped him off in the Benz. He's got new clothes. He's not sharing clothes with his friends. Oh, that rhymed. You see what I'm saying? And then he says, money is the mean to all ends. And it's kind of like, whoa, what the? I can't stop rhyming right now. That's not what I was trying to get into. But yeah, so his daddy said money's the mean to all ends. So he's putting his son into a mindset of like, I'm not saying he's building him to be greedy, but he's building him to, actually he is, because then he says, this world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. That is building greed right there. But what I was trying to get at, we used to look at these kids and be jealous somewhere, right? We used to be like, damn, if I had that, I'd be like this. Oh, they got it made. They're good. And you have no idea what kind of struggles these kids are going through, right? You just never know. Everybody has a story. Everybody has an up. Everybody has a down. And you just never know what people are going through. So be kind to one another, man. Be kind to people. Even online. I know it's hard, right? So I tell my followers all the time, be kind to each other, man. Like, even especially on Patreon, like, hey, I got the Renegades over there, I got Stans over there, I got Easy Mill lovers, NF lovers. Like, let's not pin artists against each other, right? Because that's part of the money game. And let's be kind to one another. Like, why not? Like, why not, man? Why not fill the atmosphere with love? Why not? Because what you put out is what you'll receive. So put out that good energy, man. But let's keep it going, because I can go off on tangents. Y'all know that.
Money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel
in the presidency.
Now he's 30. His daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval. Moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32,
What?
moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po inside of his pocket.
What a turnaround. Uh-oh.
35, he gets a call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack. I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed up, abusing his product.
Spiral.
37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion. Heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power.
Heating up the dirty spoon and just, oh, silver spoon or dirty spoon? Well, heating up the spoon and just chasing the dragon. Chasing the dragon. Wow. I just love the way he puts things.
Disposition demonic. 38.
We see where this is going though.
A moment of passion, heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck.
Damn. I just want to say this dude's really good. That's all I wanted to say. Oh, let's get it. Some good music. I want to hear something really good.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words mine, mine, gimme. 41, he wasn't walking. 42, not walking quickly. 43, never running round the pavements of his city. 44, inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code.
What is a man to gain all the wealth if he loses his soul? I think that's the scripture. I forget, but this is a crazy. This I like. It like you knew this was just. You knew this was going to be the ending, right? Or the kind of ending he's going to drive us to. But just the way he's putting it, the way he's delivering it. Oh man, it just gives me chills almost. Honestly, yeah, it gives me chills. It almost like I'm a Cancer, so I'm an emotional person. Like, believe it or not, I'm an emotional man. I'm not emotional. Like, I don't overreact. I don't cry over anything. I'm not like that. But when I'm invested in something, like truly invested, yeah, it can drive me to tears, man. And like, I'm truly invested in this journey, and I'm truly invested in this story that Ren is telling. And it's like, it's just sad. You know what I'm saying? People don't feel bad for people like Jimmy. Most people don't feel bad for people like Jimmy. I feel bad for Jimmy because he didn't ask for it. It's something that he didn't ask for. It's not even something that he was naturally born to be. It's something he was taught. It's a mindset that he was in, that was embedded in his brain that to never escape. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it going though.
First the words, mine,
gimme.
41, he wasn't walking. 42, not walking quickly.
Crazy.
43,
Look
never
at that.
running
Look at that
around
full
the
circle.
pavements of his city. 44, inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him. And it's a version of she. And it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Cut the music.
Yeah. Once again. Once again. Once again. Oh, man. I'm telling y'all, man. This is on a different level right here. This is on a different level of artistry. I'm fucking moved right now. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse. I'm trying not to curse in my videos anymore. I'm moved. I'm almost stuck right now. Sorry. I'll probably edit this out. I'm stuck right now because there's just no lies being told. There's no lies being told. I have not heard this man lie once. If he said anything I disagree with, it was a matter of personal opinion and personal experience, something he been through, something that he feels is what he sees through the lens of his world. Let's keep it going. Sorry. All right. Just in case I cut this part out. All right, we're back.
This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy, community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution?
Don't you already know what's about to happen.
Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface and consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise.
Back to being Jimmy.
"45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
I couldn't even pause it to like break it down because of how much I needed to hear the next lines. Like, we're gonna break it down. Like, I know we're 20 minutes in, but we're about to finally break it down, but let's go. Start from the beginning. Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy, 1 year old. His first words were mine, mine, gimme. So right from the start, Jimmy's mindset reflects a society driven by greed and entitlement, right? We know people like this on our day-to-day basis. REN is just highlighting how these values are just instilled from a young age, suggesting that the desire for more isn't natural. It's taught, right? Like I said earlier. So Jimmy's progression through life is fast-tracked, right? He's reflecting on the society that rewards overachievement and material success at any cost. So his daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. Yo, that right there is gonna show how deeply embedded these lessons are instilled in us, and how or instilled in Jimmy, and how the pursuit of wealth is seen as the ultimate goal, right? So the line captures like a central theme, like money is presented as the answer to everything, but it's a dangerous illusion. It's a dangerous illusion. So as Jimmy grows, I guess, through this process, right, through life, his intelligence and skills make him a standout. So he's smart, you know what I'm saying? He's been trained well. But Ren emphasizes the moral cost of this. So 22, he learns that the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then a lie will sell itself. If you manipulate the data, then the lie would sell itself. Dog, that's deep. So here he's kind of like, with those lines, he's really just exposing how the truth, or how truth could just it just becomes irrelevant. Really, pretty much, the truth becomes irrelevant in the face of profit. When it comes to the money game, it doesn't matter what the truth is. Whatever you can sell is what's going to be relevant. So Jimmy's transformation from a prodigy to a manipulator symbolizes how society's obsession with success can lead individuals down a morally bankrupt path. A morally bankrupt path. You got the riches, you got the money, you got the things that you love, right? But morally, you're broke. Morally, you're poor, right? So 26, a business shift. He switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. Like, it's crazy, dog. Like the shift that this man is taking, and he's pretty much just chasing more wealth is what he's doing, right? He's playing the money game, and he's trying to win the money game. He doesn't understand that he can't win the money game, right? The way you win the money game is acknowledging that one exists that you're not a part of. You didn't make it. You didn't create the money game, but you are a player in it. You're a pawn, but you're a player in this money game, right? So the line pretty much critiques the intersection of business and ethics. Again, attacking ethics, just like in Money Game 2, right? So he's showing how money can corrupt even the brightest. This dude, Jimmy's pretty freaking smart, right? Their parents pay for the schooling to train that brain, so it can manipulate the brightest minds. Money can corrupt and manipulate the brightest minds, pushing them toward dangerous ventures without any regard of the freaking consequences that's going to come with the sacrifices you make for money, for wealth. Now he's 30. His daddy says, you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. I'm jumping around because I'm going to the main parts that really, the main lyrics that really hit me, right? Because now Jimmy's got success, right? He's doing his thing. Damn, I really need to listen to this song one more time, but I'm I'm in the middle of a reaction. Can't do that. But what else did he talk about? I did like that line though. You're in second place, like, oh, you're in the president's suite. Like, okay, that's cool. But Jimmy's drive now, right? What he's doing is he's fueling Jimmy's drive with his father's relentless pressure, and then like it's pretty much just like a representation of how external validation from his father, or sometimes even us, like with friends or whatever the case may be, or just people who are doing good around us, all of that shit can distort one's sense of self-worth, right? So you start looking at your own shit, like, and the wrong way though, not the way Ren is trying to present it to us, like the wrong way. So now you're going to look at it like it's never enough. The validations are not, if you don't feel validated by one's opinion, now it feels like it's never enough, no matter how high he climbs, right? No matter how high Jimmy climbs, it's never going to be enough. So, excuse me. So what he say? 38 with a prostitute. So 38 with a prostitute, a moment of passion, heating up a silver spoon, then chasing the dragon. I paused it there because I really did like don't get me wrong, I just like sometimes the way he speaks. I just like the poetry and how he delivers his messages. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm just highlighting that. Like I really just like the way he says certain things. Some of this stuff are face value, and it should be face value. It should be understood by all, at least all adults. Anybody with a comprehensive brain should understand everything he's saying. This is not too complex. His vocabulary is a little up there. You know what I'm saying? So you can lose people with that, but I feel like he brings such imagery that he hooked me on freaking the second reaction. I was hooked. Now I have to know more. I need to know the music, and I need to know the man behind the music. So the imagery is good. At least the imagery can bring you in, right? So Ren uses as far as like heating up the silver spoon, chasing the dragon. He's using this imagery to show how the pursuit of power and wealth leads to self-destruction. And that right there alone is just illustrating the toll it takes on Jimmy's mental and physical health, right? Just the pressures from his father, right? And then it kind of ends a little brutal. He says they retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. This is after he got into the whole BS with the cartel, right? Because he's going down the wrong path. So they retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward, a bullet buried in his vertebrae and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, "I don't think you'll be walking again." Right, which is wild because how he started the song, right? Walking for quickly. Now he's running. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, I just love the way the beginning, like, he does keep it simple at first, and then once he gets deep into the music, it kind of escalates in either vocab, rhyme patterns, energy, sonics as well. His sonics are very like heightened. You know what I'm saying? Intensity lifts, whatever feeling he's trying to portray in the song, it gets heightened throughout the middle, and towards the end there's like a de-escalation because realization kicks in, and now it's just like, this is just the truth. This is just how it ends, right? There's no more for intensity, nothing like that. That's during the middle phases of his stories, which I've picked up on a lot of his music. Like, he does that consistently. Yeah, man. So like Jimmy's empire, right? The character. And just like this could be anybody though. That's the relative nature of his music. So this could be anybody. Jimmy's empire has crumbled now in a violent way too, because his chase for wealth brought those dangers to him, right? So the cartel, I mean, I guess that symbolized the inevitable, right? The consequences of living a life of fucking, excuse me, I keep cursing, of greed and betrayal. You know what I'm saying? That's the road Jimmy took. So I guess during the middle, I mean, when he says he was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme, he hasn't changed, right? Because he was taught this attitude, this character from the beginning, and he hasn't changed. It's only gotten worse. It's only exposed his true nature even more, right? Which a nature that his father created, just with those pressures alone. So Ren pretty much revisits Jimmy's journey with a reflective tone. Like, he's emphasizing how the values of that drove him have now become his curse, Jimmy. So he was 40 and he cursed the words mine, mine, gimme. Now that line echoes Jimmy's first words, right, from the beginning of the song, showing how the greed instilled in him as a child has come full circle to haunt him. It's cool. It's come full circle to haunt him. So all the wealth and power, it means nothing now. So, but those riches turn to rubble when he's sitting in the chair and he has like the opera people behind him. He's like, but those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on the conscience is the value of gold. Oh, that right there hit the head right there, because he's suggesting that once you've seen through the illusion of wealth, like we said before, it's an illusion. It's not the mean to all ends. And once you're able to see through the illusion of wealth, it loses its value, right? It's gonna lose its value. You're gonna start to appreciate things that actually do matter. So it loses its value, but if you continue to chase, it's going to at some point leave you empty. So Jimmy's life, once filled with opulence, and now feels like a prison, right? Jimmy's followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar. Take more than you need. The world don't give a damn about you, son, so take more than you need. Like, that's basically his message, right? So this isn't just about the one man, Jimmy, right? No. It's about society as a whole. This is what Ren likes to do. This is the type of messages he likes to put out. It's very effective, I think. I think it's very effective. It's taking more than your share. Society celebrates taking more than your share as a good thing. So when you take more than your share, you leave less for those who need it. So for the unfortunate, right? So Ren's commentary really reflects a broader indictment on like capitalist culture, where greed exceeds, or where greed exceeds, or where greed is just normalized, right? So, and his example is exaggerated versions of me. This is what I like right here. And his example, I forgot how he said this part. And his example is exaggerated versions of me, and it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. He's pointing out that Jimmy's story is a reflection of all of us. The complicity. We like to talk about that because that's what Ren likes to promote. The complicity of the nature of the world. Yes, you are complicit in it. Yes, you are. So Ren is saying that the same flaws that led to Jimmy's downfall exist in all of us. That's what he's saying, and that's the mirror of the situation. And all he's doing is it just magnifies a culture that prioritizes money over morality. At the end of the day, that's what this does. So I did feel like that when he said this isn't, towards the end, like when he's just talking and it's like, that's what I call poetry. I enjoy his acapellas, or like just without the strip the beat, just have a violin or something like that. I enjoy that kind of stuff. So this isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy. Community, it declines. I like that, man. He's reminding listeners, me and you, that this song isn't just a narrative, it's a reflection of the real world. So the decline of community values, that's replaced by individual greed, and a central it's replaced by individual greed, and it's the central theme of this trilogy, right? Because a lot of this stuff is repetitive as far as like the message, but he's giving it to us in so many different ways because he's trying to get us to somehow digest it. You know what I'm saying? So Money Game 1, 2, and 3 are basically the same story, same theme. It's greed, right? Capitalism bullshit, and it's basically just saying, how can I get this message to my fans, right? Because he's on a journey to cleanse the world. I don't know what journey he's on, to be honest with you. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, but he is not giving up, man. And it looks like every day he's posting something, and it's always the same content. It's just positive intervention. Like it's something of help to the people who are listening, right? What did he say here? He said, then he says, the truth is less important than the money we designed. Like, I like the way he said that, because I feel like the way he said that, he wanted you to really, he emphasized on that to me, because he's critiquing how society prioritizes financial gain over truth and integrity, right? But this line pretty much encapsulates the idea that the system we've built as a people, economics, politics, even borders. He even mentioned borders, right? It's all human inventions, yeah, right? Yet they control us as if they were freaking immutable laws, right? That's how we look at these things that way. But these were created by a man one day, you know what I'm saying? Or different men, right? Different men created these laws and made them feel immutable to us when really it's not, right? Because you have to see through the illusion. You have to see through the illusion. So we could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in school to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd, if there's more money for me. And like, school is designed that way, man. Why are they designed so similar to, prisons or you know what I'm saying, like jobs or factories? It's like, why all these things look so similar? Like, we got to question these things. We have to question these things, and I like that he calls for that, right? So we could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in school to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd, then there's more money for me. Right? So he's calling for a complete freaking overhaul, which really reminds me of I keep bringing it up, but it really reminds me of the Kendrick Lamar "Let the Party Die," because Kendrick Lamar was also calling for an overhaul of just, we got to wipe this shit. Not only do we have to reboot the brains of the youth, because the hope is in the youth, not us, right? But reboot the brains of the youth, but also we have to get rid of some of the players who are throwing these parties. And I feel like Ren is speaking towards the same thing. You know, he's looking for a way to educate and shape the future generations, right? So Ren is pretty much advocating for a shift in the community, greed, like instead of like greed and wealth and all this shit, it really needs to be focused on critical thinking, right? Like critical thinking and community values. That's where our brains need to be. We need to be valuing those type of things, right? So even though to me, like the verse kind of ends like on a bleak note, right? He's like, he said, we're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon a surface, then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story for the wise. So he paints a freaking grim picture of humanity as a self-destructive force. Like we have become one force because we're all walking in the same direction. Some faster than others. Some are tripping others on the way. You know, some are stabbing each other. Some are taking themselves out because they just can't run the race anymore. But we're one force. We're one, and it's a self-destructive force to humanity, right? If enough of us can destroy ourselves, then that's destroying the race that we are, the human race, right? Attack the mind first. Attack the mind first. So it's just crazy how much clarity he gets these messages across with. It's like, it's a powerful warning that without fundamental change, we're just all going to be on a path of freaking self-annihilation. That's how it's going to end. You know what I mean? So the whole 45 scheme, that was wild with the gun and all that. He was like, 45, Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a trailer, drinking again. So Jimmy's now broken physically, right? Jimmy's now broken physically. And 45, he's fortunate with a fool with unfortunate fate with a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. Yeah, he's broken physically, and he's just he returns to his wealth, but finds that there's no comfort in it. Right? There's no comfort in it. All of what he gained brings him no comfort, brings him no peace, and he's repeating the motto of a 45, which represents both his age and the caliber of gun that he uses to eventually end his life, right? So he's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate faith with a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. I just think that like those words of his father, you know, the pressures, everything he dealt with, it all came back to haunt him. It all came back to haunt him. And not to say it's not his father's fault, but what was his father raised with? Like, what type of values was he raised with? Why did he instill those into his son? So if we don't end this cycle, we're just complicit in it. I'm saying we have to break the cycle. Overall, though, Money Game Part 3 trilogy now completed. I'm very impressed with this trilogy. It's much different from the Screech, Jenny, Screech, and Violet, but to me, this is still very raw, intense exploration of freaking dangers of freaking unchecked ambitions. You know what I mean? Like unchecked ambitions, fucking greed. So like societal values, means to prioritize wealth over humanity. Like you can go on and on. You can go on and on. So we saw that through Jimmy's rise, man, and fall. Ren critiqued not just the individual. He held up that mirror, man, at the entire system that glorifies, you know, such behaviors. You know, the narrative serves, you know, as both a cautionary tale and a wake-up call. He's continuing to urge listeners to question the values they've been taught and the systems that they support. If you support it, you're a part of it. I love Ren's storytelling, man. I love his storytelling. It's masterful, masterful storytelling, man. He's able to just blend sharp commentary with just gripping narratives. I like how he switches in and out of roles that, you know, it feels both personal and universal at the same time. At the same time, dog. The songs always like just challenge us to look at the ways we contribute to the money game and just ask like whether we're willing to change before it's too late, right? Which it's never too late, you know what I'm saying? I think, if you ask me, I think it's never too late, but it's more of a reminder that no matter how much you gain in this life, wealth, money, riches, all that bullshit, it's what you lose along the way that truly defines you. Money Game 3. Beautiful trilogy. We out.